Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And in this video, I wanted to talk about this post from T-Mobile. It was just posted a few minutes ago. I didn't see it back on September 14th. Maybe the date is a typo. It could very well be. Or maybe this was a blog post that was released and just wasn't pushed. Kind of just fell off in the background. So more is more, maximizing minutes with Magenta Max. Now, this is per T-Mobile, and of course, they would say this. This is the best plan that they've ever offered, and they still say this is the best plan in the industry, which is Magenta Max. And I'll just read off a brief paragraph from this blog post. 5G unleashes your network. To give you more, and new data shows T-Mobile's Magenta Max plan is helping people make use of it all. With thousands more minutes of video streamed and social media posts made, check out what more you can do with Magenta Max. So again, the plan is not necessarily the key to unlocking the capability. It really is the network. We had unlimited plans during LTE, and in many cases, if you did not experience deprioritization, you were able to use the network however you wanted it to. And in many cases, the usage that I go through now on this Magenta Max, I was able to hit the same amount of usage on LTE. It was just hard. It was towards the end of LTE. It was getting harder because the spectrum resources were getting thinner, and the mobile traffic was increasing dramatically, even more than what you're going to see in this blog post. Versus early on in LTE and the later parts of LTE, the mobile growth or usage went through the roof. And AT&T during that time really was the one to handle it the best, 100%. They really were. And now with T-Mobile pushing this new spectrum on air, it really was the capability of the spectrum was the unlocking key or key to unlock this Magenta Max plan. And like I said, it's really nothing fancy. The word, using the words unthrottled, uncapped, you technically got that during LTE. It was deprioritization happened on a very small scale, I'd say, unless you were just in an area that was just super, super, super busy and your sectors were bogged down that you were hitting on the towers. But other than that, I've had many people send me screenshots of them using 100, 150, 200 gigs a month, some even 300, 400 gigs a month during LTE. So again, nothing new to see for me. What I'm interested in seeing is what the home internet usage is going to look like. I think that will be in the high terabytes for many, many users because it's headed that way. And many ISPs themselves, like Spectrum, Comcast, Charter, are reporting that explosive of an increase in demand. So just to take you through this blog post really briefly, Magenta Max customers are streaming 39% more video, using 36% more data for social media. That's 14 more posts a day, and their mobile hotspot data usage is double that of other T-Mobile customers. So again, if you give people more, they will use more. And it wasn't the plan. Again, let me clarify it. It was not the plan that made this happen. It was the network. I said that in the previous video. If your network is slower, if it's congested, you can't do what you want to do. It's not as snappy. Your videos buffer, load slow. You just don't tend to use the network as much. But now with this newfound spectrum from the Sprint deal, everything loads smooth and very quickly. So you just use it. You don't even think about it anymore. You just go on your phone, boom, 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 load up everything, send your files, upload your files, and you're just going about your business. And that's essentially why the data usage is increasing to this significance. It's not the plan. Remember, during LTE, the deprioritization wasn't such a huge deal on a larger scale. It's the network that is now capable of handling more traffic. That's just the bottom line. I really truly believe that now that more 4K streaming is going on, we're heading into 8K. That itself will load up the bandwidth more and cause another spike in mobile data usage. So that's essentially the key to unlocking the capability was the network. It was always going to be the network. That's why T-Mobile did not launch a Magenta Max during LTE. They waited until they had that spectrum on air, and then they launched Magenta Max. But again, like I stated, it wasn't the plan that made this increase. It was the network. There are a lot of people out there during LTE. Trust me, I was getting messages daily. They struggled. They couldn't load anything at work. In some cases, in buildings, they were dropping the HSPA 3G. They couldn't use the phone. The only thing they were capable of doing was sending text messages and calls. But since they had such a good deal or good pricing, they didn't want to leave the carrier. So the carrier still was able to maintain the customer's monthly payment, but that customer, wasn't really using the network to its full potential. It's a similar scenario where I work at. Just for example, T-Mobile has the closest T-Mobile site to where I work at is about 14 miles from the work location. Many T-Mobile users in the building where I work at, it doesn't work properly 100% of the time. Many people can't send text. It says can't deliver at this time. People can't load anything, but they can still make general calls. They can still send the text. After a while, it'll still send. But since they have such a good deal on price, they don't leave T-Mobile. So again, if T-Mobile had adequate service in that area, the data would be through the roof. Everybody would be using an insane amounts of data. So like I said, it's the network that pushes these percentages to go up. So here's another one. Magenta Max customers on average have each watched the equivalent 2,100 more minutes of video and made 2,600 more posts on social media. Again, if it's there, let's use it. If I can't send anything, if nothing loads, then I won't use it. That's just the name of the game. That's just how it goes. So again, I'll leave this in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know your experience on the Magenta Max. Just wanted to discuss this blog post with you guys. Just again, letting you know that the key to unlocking this was the network, the spectrum. It was never the plan itself. We've had unlimited plans, I would say, during LTE, and they've held up just fine. So if you are new to the channel or you have been on the channel and you have not yet liked, share, subscribed, make sure you do so. Hit that notification bell so you are notified when I do upload content. Make sure to follow my social media outlets for more updates and interactions. Thanks again for watching. This is Tyrone with Tech Life. I will see you in the next one. Peace.